Hey, what's up? It's Matt with CF Pro Tools, and in this video, we're going to talk about the differences and which one you should be using. ClickFunnels 1.0, or CF Classic, as they're calling it now, or ClickFunnels 2.0. All right, so ClickFunnels 2.0 was announced probably 3 years ago. I think it launched officially about 2 years ago, and it's been out ever since. And they've been making updates and everything to it ever since. It's got its own payment processor. They're coming out with their own marketing things. They got workflows, which are kind of like Zaps from Zapier in there. And basically, it's a funnel builder with a lot of other things. They're creating a Shopify store out of it. It's its own blogging platform. It can do a lot of things that they're integrating into one. The problem that I see with it, it's not quite as flexible as CF Classic, but it's still the up and coming platform of the internet marketing century. So let's just put it that way. Let's talk about CF Classic for a minute. CF Classic had 7 or 8 years worth of great updates behind it. So it's not like it was the old version that wasn't any good. It's still an amazing platform. And if you're using it, you should probably still be using it, to be honest. There's not really, unless there was something inside a 2.0 that you were really looking forward to. Honestly, if it was all working just fine and dandy for you in CF Classic, there was really no need to really jump into an update to 2.0. So that said, 1.0 was they didn't have their own payment processor. You had to set up Stripe, and you're looking at about a 2.99% fee there. If you do the same thing with CF Classic, you do have to pay an extra percentage, as far as I know, to Stripe. Once you have to pay for payments.ai. There's no email processing system, so in CF 1.0, you have to set up an email service provider with a third-party system. With 1.0, you don't really need to do that. It's all actually built in, which is actually a really amazing perk if you're sending a lot of emails. All right. Now, that said, the list system is a little bit different. It's a little bit weird. There's not really a list. You can create smart lists, or they're calling them segments, but they're not really lists. You're not sending an email out to a list. You just kind of, when you send out a broadcast or whatever, you just kind of choose and filter out who you want it to go to and how recent it's been since they were last active. Okay. So it kind of works like the segment, but I couldn't figure out why you need a segment in the first place, because you can't even send a broadcast to the segment. You just have to rebuild that segment when you're sending out the broadcast. Okay. So in 1.0, you create the list, you can create smart lists, you can create static lists, you can create follow-up funnels that do different things. They remove and add people, add tags, do this and all that. You can enroll people in the courses. I really like the ClickFunnels 2.0 customer center concept. It's a single point login, and people can log in and access all the stuff that they purchased from you, instead of like in CF Classic, where if you have like 10 different courses, you literally have to create 10 different courses and then deliver those courses to them with 10 different logins. So chances are, unless they're creating 10 different logins that are all the same, they might forget some of the passwords. And then you kind of have to hope that the reset password thing works when it comes time for that to work. So overall, I think they're both great platforms. If you're using ClickFunnels 1.0 and there's no reason to upgrade, I don't think you really need to. I think it's good enough on its own. And they put a lot of time and effort into really honing that system and creating it as good as they can. It's a really good funnel builder. It integrates with a lot of places. It works with Zapier, and there's really no need to kind of break that wheel. Now, let's look at CF 2.0 for just a moment. CF 2.0 is not an upgraded version of 1.0. It's its own platform. They created their own competing product, and they made it. It's a pretty good product. It's coming along. I think they may have gotten a little ahead of themselves with their marketing, but it's still a good platform, and it's going to become an even better platform that's really going to rise up beyond that competition here in the future with all of their additional features and kind of their all-in-one package. So that said, if you're new, maybe just go over and use CF 2.0 and join that wave. If you're already on CF 1.0, also an amazing platform, just stay there. That said, both of them work with CF Pro Tools. So if you're a ClickFunnels Pro Tools user, that's great. CF Pro Tools works with both CF 1.0 and CF 2.0. If you're not a user of CF Pro Tools yet, I'll leave a link down in the description. You can grab yourself a discounted trial or a free trial, depending on which one we're offering at the time that you watch this video, and jump in. Grab yourself a little bit of CF Pro Tool action with some ClickFunnels action and add in all those extra features. Yeah, make it happen. I'll leave those links down in the description for you. So for everything that we've talked about here, and I'll talk to you guys soon.